is regarded as a proven collaborator and metrics-driven executive, with a track record supporting entrepreneurial growth. He is currently the CEO of Regional Development Australia Hunter. His leadership agenda is to maximise the value of emerging economic opportunities specifically for the hunter, so that it is recognised as a leading region in Australia in which to invest and grow a business. Todd is inspired by other leaders who back themselves to do things differently. Welcome, Todd. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Holly, and congratulations about the success of Hunter Headline.
Let's begin with, what do you believe makes business in the hunter unique?
Well, the hunter is a unique place in itself, but I think it's a twofold answer. One, we're a legitimately international competitive market with the benefit of having an extremely high level of collaboration. And by that I mean that can only come with having the size of what we do in the hunter. So we're small enough to have the collaboration benefits, but big enough to be competing on a global level. So we really have got the best of both worlds, competing on the world stage whilst having a smaller town network and collaboration. So I think it's twofold.
Within your role with RDA Hunter, what leadership style do you use?
Leadership's an interesting one, and I think that when I think of leadership is situational. And what I try and do with RDA in this current role is to try and create the environment for my team to be as successful as possible. And by that I mean I think it's successful leadership is changing your style to get the best outcome for everyone, whatever the situation is. So there's not one leadership style that fits all in any situation. I think you've got to really peak and trough with whatever the environment gives you. And I'm also a big believer in leading by example. So out there doing things, what you're asking your team to do, it's one in all in. And so I think leadership is situational.
Along the same lines, how do you encourage creative thinking and leadership within the organisation?
I'm also a big believer in this, and I think RDA, we're lucky because we've got quite a broad mandate, and we attract and I definitely promote creative thinking and leadership within our organisation because there's a lot of scope that can flourish. It's an extremely important part of RDA and the philosophy of RDA, and definitely the employees are given a lot of scope to run projects and develop innovative ways to solve problems that they come up with in their areas. There is a strong link between creative thinking and leadership, and I really challenge the members of RDA, the members of my team, to really push the boundaries of that and see what they can come up with. So we are lucky we've got such a broad mandate, but also really push the team to be creative and come up with different solutions.
What do you believe is the biggest challenge facing leaders today?
I've thought a lot about this question, and I actually think that they're the same questions as what they've always been. They're the same issues. And by that I mean, one is changing markets. How to compete in a changing market. Markets have always changed. So currently we're dealing with internationalisation, changing consumer needs and wants. So first one is changing markets. And the second one is building a team around that to obtain the business's objectives. How do you make sure that you've got the team to capitalise on the different market and the different skill set that you need to tap into that market? So, yeah, it's twofold. I think they're the sort of always have been those challenges, and they still are the challenges today.
And bringing it back closer to home, what local business person do you find inspiring?
I'm inspired by anyone who's willing to give it a go, and I find I'm inspired every day, but especially when people have backed themselves to do something different and it's paying off. I think that actually underpins or characterises what the hunter is and the businesses that we have in the hunter, willing to give it a go and do things a bit differently. So I'm inspired daily. There's not any particular person or organisation, but I'm a believer in the hunter and doing things differently, and I think that's what we do well.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time today, Todd.
Thanks, Holly. Yeah.
You can find Todd online at www.rdahunter.org.au or LinkedIn.